Julianus is here straight away to take me up to the realms. White path, it looks very much like a quartz path. I remember the first time I saw this, there's these huge orbs and they represent people's souls. Right, I'm at the door of the Crystal Palace. They create imagery so that I know what frequency I'm walking into, otherwise it's just light. So we've gone straight ahead on the foyer, gone through the archway of flowers where there's the celestial garden. Stunning flowers, there's a rose garden at like 1 o'clock as you stand under this archway. And then if you come out of this archway and double back, there's a layer which is self-reflection. It's a big eye in a chamber. Going into Metatron's chamber. Doors opening, sitting at the desk. It's like a day with the angels. How beautiful. Hello, my beautiful darlings. How are you all, my lovely little chocolate souffles? Fancy a chocolate souffle. I fancy anything chocolate, to be fair. So perhaps that's why I called you it, because I love you all and you're brilliant. And I'm so pleased of all of the beauty that's created itself in this wonderful community that we have on this channel. Today, I'm going to do another Channel in Heaven. I was so impressed with them when I met David, and everything he showed was exactly who he was, as described in all the testaments and the Bible and his holy book and being a shepherd. And I thought, I'm going to have another little go up there. So should we go up to heaven and see what's going on and see what they need to tell us? Shall we? Let's do it. Let's do it. So come with me and let's see what we've got this time round. I will see you on the other side. Exciting. So Julianus is here straight away to take me up to the realms. Oh, this is a different way of doing it. He's taking me on like almost like a platform, and it's ascending. Straight away, he's talking about a certain medical procedure that people were advised to take at a certain time a couple of years ago. He's saying that part of this system that some people took, it created a problem in joints. So if you started getting problems with joints, like arthritic conditions, rheumatoid conditions, then please try to find a way to help feed this. Perhaps try parasitic cleanses, perhaps try things like nutmeg, cinnamon, anti-inflammatory in your food, crystal work for inflammation. I've got a Vogel crystal today. I love these. These are very powerful. I think this is the Lemurian Vogel crystal. Crystals to me are so important at the moment. I've always got them on me at the moment. So potentially there could be a lot more of a problem with joints, fingers, sore fingers. You know, all of your joints will be affected by this medication. Part of it, unfortunately. So try your best to work on your joints holistically if you can. Don't know why that's come up. It's totally random. But he's just mentioned that as we're going up this platform. We're there. We're on the path. This is a crystalline white path. It looks very much like a quartz path. And there are misted areas and sentient beings. When you go up to this space, I remember the first time I saw this, there's these huge orbs and they represent people's souls whizzing around. And if you stand and blend with one of those orbs, you will actually get information and download to who it is, what they are and who they are. It's quite a magical thing. So we've got various souls whizzing around either side of us as we walk forwards. This is really random. Okay, one of those orbs has just manifested into a red brown dog. It's got long ears. It's like, is it spaniel? Looks quite young. I think one of you might have had a spirit dog that passed quite young. He's cute. Yeah, I think you might have lost him quite young as a puppy or something, because he looks quite young. Anyway, I mentioned everything I see, so let's carry on walking. That'd be why, because I can see Archangel Ariel at the door. Right, I'm at the door of the Crystal Palace. They create imagery so that I know what frequency I'm walking into. Otherwise, it's just light and colour and sound. So they create this imagery so that I know where I am and what layer I'm going into. So the door's open and Ariel's there, pink ray, in all her magnificence. Obviously, one of my closest aligned archangels, along with Michael. They're all close aligned, actually, for whatever stage I'm at. Perhaps that's why the dog was there, because Ariel's energy is in the frequency. She is the archangel of the planet, weather, animal kingdom. She also helps us with our base chakra needs down here. So if you need any practical help, any guidance, any way forward during any challenges, she's the archangel for you. So we're still concentrating on the base chakra. So there's some advice from Archangel Ariel. We're going into, I know this room really well. So we've gone straight ahead on the foyer, gone through the archway of flowers where there's a celestial garden. And it's just stunning. It's more vibrant than any way you could imagine, full of bees and dragonflies and stunning flowers. There's a rose garden at like 1 o'clock as you stand under this archway. And then if you come out of this archway and double back, there's a layer which is self-reflection. It's a big eye in a chamber. And we're going into there. Okay, I can feel what she's saying. She's saying that it's been a while since I have aligned you to being responsible for your planet, for doing everything you can to help voiceless animals. Yeah, I've got it. I can see it. So she's standing me in front of the eye. The eye is a reflection of the inner parts of your being, your truth. It helps you to reflect where you need to go, what you need to do, what's wrong, what's right. And she's showing me 2 earthbound issues going on at the moment. She's used my memory template. So we're going to see so much more demand. And I know I've said this already, but she is enthused. So I don't know if it's going to come up in the news more now. But there's even more pushes for less cruelty to animals. So we have in the UK the penguins that have been left in a basement in London. Is it London Zoo or somewhere? I don't know. And they've never seen daylight, fresh air. They're in a tank in a basement, and there's a huge uproar about this, and it continues to go on. And then we've obviously got the beagles in their thousands being bred for torture, and we have people breaking in and releasing the beagles, which is here in the US. There's these huge laboratories that actually breed them purely to torture them and test on them, which is absolutely disgusting. And so I feel like the reason she's bringing this up is because it's not a negative, it's a positive. People are standing in their truth. They're reflecting on what they would like to change in the world, what they would like to implement. So we're going to see more people standing up and saying no more. We're going to see more people turning up at these events or joining the crowds going in to break out the beagles. These are just two, for instances, of a whole larger scope of animal protection. Be counted. There's petitions or anything that you can do as an individual to help animals on this planet, do it. As I have been predicting through the help of the angel realms for the last couple of years, that we are becoming more aware of the sentience and intelligence of animals, even octopuses. We're starting to see how special they really are and how revered they should be. So again, there'll be more projection of civil unrest against animal cruelty. There will be more stands to release them into captivity. I feel that all this disgrace of dolphin shows and whale shows, like, you know, they have at SeaWorld, all that disgrace will come to an end globally. So there will be more moves towards releasing to captivity or releasing to safe environments. You know, if they're not strong enough to go out into the wild, there will be protective lagoons, protective parks to put these poor animals that are exploited for people's entertainment. It still beggars belief how people pay money to go and watch this spectacle of these poor animals kept in captivity and in misery. Potentially we could see horse racing. Now, the thing with horse racing is that, you know, it's all the middle class, upper class making loads of money. It's a huge multi-billion pound industry. But again, I feel we'll have more flair on people not putting up with it. We've already managed to ban greyhound racing over many countries, including the Wales and Scotland. Go you! And that should come about in the UK. So again, we're pushing. This is the time of truth. This is the time of people saying no more. And so Ariel has just given her energy, her frequency version of events, of what is happening. People are standing up more to defenseless creatures. They're standing up more to our standards when we deal with animals. And so we will see a surge of this. There'll be lots more in the media concerning this, about what has next been banned in whatever country, you know. And when we look back at this in years to come, she's saying that it'll be, wow, how barbaric was that? You know, how we look back at the games and various things that were happening, say, in Rome, and we think, wow, that was barbaric. This is how what we're doing will be viewed in the future. Part of this balance that we are all working and growing towards will be complete respect for animal species. And there will be a lot that will be banned that you can't eat, because the more studies, the more people that stand up for their intelligence, their emotional well-being, their awareness that they're about to be slaughtered, all this kind of thing is going to be coming more and more into fruition. And so she just wanted to bring a thanks in to those that are already standing their ground, signing the papers. She's saying signing the papers, signing the petitions, turning up to these events, not taking a stand on these creatures that are just the same part as our consciousness, if not even higher, because they're not flawed by ego. And she's making it very clear that this is continually rising, this no more. So she's pleased that this is happening, but encourages those to get on board and try and do anything you can. Remember, strength in numbers. Equally, the Eye of Reflection is an invite for you to sit, can be a mirror if you wish to sit in front of a mirror, or an invite for you to sit and regularly review what is going on within. It's so important for you to check in what's right, what isn't right, what needs to change, what needs to be encouraged, what needs to... Oh, my ears started. Love that angel frequency. Yeah, just it's a reminder for you to check in with yourself. see if it needs to be changed, encourage things that you've started that are good for you, for humankind. Self-reflection is a huge key and a huge bridge to your spiritual development and awareness. And it helps you to ascend to the consciousness that we're all aiming to bring you towards. By knowing what's going on within, it's incredible because as I'm blinking, my eyes are pink. I can just see pink and green. So Raphael must be around somewhere bringing healing over this gathering. By checking in on yourself, you are going to be the best version of yourself by just seeing what needs changing, what needs to be encouraged and what needs to be discouraged. This is another way for you to get towards your bliss, your happiness, by reflecting and sitting with oneself for an amount of time and just seeing where you are with everything that's happening in your life and changing it if you can, and acknowledging that if you can't, there are ways to navigate it while it's transpiring, while it's taking place. Yeah, so either use a mirror, stare at yourself, a flame, look at a flame. If you can't, just stop your mind in your own right. Visualize a huge eye just looking back at you, which is self-reflection, or come up to the palace if you can. And let the universe, if you like, angels, guides, take you to where you need to go. Self-reflection is key to your growth and development and learning. That's what she needed to say. Coming back out of there. I've gone past the seraphim by the fountain of youth, if you like, fountain of life. Can hear their song. Being taken to the halls of learning, which is where our guides, Archangel Metatron is. It's where the Akashic Records are. It's where all of the plaques of people that have carried out a soul contract for the world, if you like, are marked up on the walls. So I'm in the checkered floor area, and in front of me is the bronze statue of the first Adam and the first humans that were given consciousness and a soul. And past that, going into Metatron's chamber, doors opening, sitting at the desk. It's like a day with the angels. How beautiful. it looks like Metatron is giving me access to the Akashic Records and showing me what's going on. The first thing he's shown me is a river or a strait that is been turned into a vein. Keep bringing up veins to do with all of this, and ships. This happened before. I'm sure I've mentioned this before. So this must be, is it Hormuz? Hormuz? Everything is reliant on this for import. So what are you showing me this for? The power struggles or the negotiations over this particular place, for whatever reason, will create the next combat environment. So I feel like there's going to be a flare up. There's been non-agreement. There's been non-agreement. And there's a standoff situation. And I feel more, it's all to do with the sea or rivers or some water sources. It's something to do with that. And I keep seeing more battleships or submarines or something going to this space because of what it holds, what significance it is.
This light is sending out a message to the Atlanteans that you wish to come and visit. You can see this beacon of yellow rays flying through the water in front of you. You take another step in, and now you're up to your chest, feeling warm, comforted, tranquil, serene. The next one takes you up to your neck in this unusual liquid, because with the next step you find yourself.
This is all pivotal to everything for some reason. And unfortunately, it's going to bring more to fire, more aggression, more attacks. This isn't going away, basically. There is something to do with that particular area, to do with access, what comes in and out. There is still going to be a raise in the oil and energy prices. So we got batter down the hatches for a while. I recall referring to this as a roller coaster ride. So this is going at the moment. It's rising, rising, rising. So just, you know, you've got to disassociate yourself from it, because one, it'll be, oh God, there's going to be huge, massive problems. And the next it's, oh, we've had a chat now. Don't embrace what's going on in the media, because it's going to bring you fear, then hope, then fear, then hope. It's just, at the end of the day, it's escalating. And that's how we are at the moment. No matter what they say, it's escalating. The power over this particular water structure and the amount of forces that are being brought in from different countries still continuing. Little Red Riding Hood. So this is weird. It showed me like the analogy of Little Red Riding Hood that goes in and the wolf is pretending to be her grandma. So that tells me that whoever's trying to be open to discussions, this isn't Trump though, this is someone else. Open to discussions is not. They're like the wolf in sheep's clothing. So potentially come from Russia, but there'll be a deal that's discussed, honoured, and then it won't be. The wolf will come out and create havoc. So whatever deal that they eventually come to, or whatever they agree, could be over this Strait of Hormuz, whatever it's called, or whatever's going on. I really don't know a lot about it. It's going to be a backfire, and that's going to create the next escalation. unfortunately, this is going to continually create supply issues, which is needed because that vein threads to people not taking and standing up for what's happening in their countries. So it's all meant to be, and unfortunately it's not pleasant, but that's how it's going to be. A lot more uproar, a lot more civil unrest while everything is addressed. Yeah, it's been written in the Akashic Records that, have you noticed how many people are now being diagnosed with neurodiversity, ADHD, autism, all those types of conditions? And this is what has been written. So partly it's science that's created some of this, i.e. certain things that children took or were given as babies has created part of it. But essentially the spiritual part of it is that it was written, and this is what I even wrote 14 years ago, is that it was written that we will be providing more sentient, higher awareness beings. Now, because they do not gel with us very well, a lot of autistic children, for instance, have issues with, you know, crowds and need to have earphones on, and they are more aligned to their sensory energy, which means that they react to sound, light, colour, because that is what our natural form is. That is why. And they are our new beginnings, because what will happen is, as the new world, as the new, what's the word he's trying to say? I can feel what he's saying. It's really hard to put it into vocabulary because it's like a telepathic connection I've got with him. So as they are the first ones, these are the first wave of the new consciousness. And so they have asked, created a soul contract in their Akashic Records to come down and be the first wave of the new consciousness. And that is tough. That is tough, because they can read people's minds, they can read energy, they connect with water and animals far closer than they do with us. They hear sonar. They can't stand the noise of humans. They don't have ego. They can't stand loud noises, music, television, anything that is 3D, they struggle with. So if you do have the beauty of having autistic, ADHD, neurodiverse children on the severe end of the spectrum, they are literally pure spirit beings being the first to bravely volunteer to come down here and experience this as pure beings, which is, wow, I didn't realise it was that deep. However, we can't take away the fact that this comes across as an awful disability and is exceptionally demanding and traumatic for parents and family, for those that are on the more severe end, the non-verbal. The reason that they are non-verbal is because they don't need to be verbal. The new way of being will be more telepathic. So we will be communicating more by mind than using our throat chakra. However, it will be seen as it's called disablement, I think you mean, Metatron. It's seen as a disablement, or, you know, a problem. But actually, we are trying to refine a healthy balance of consciousness and human experience. We've told you that this has been coming for many, many years, and now it's here. Many will regard it as some form of epidemic of why there are so many being diagnosed. It merely is a representation of the newer way of being. So when they go back up to the spirit world, their experience, their soul interaction down here will be taken back to source. And this will be reflected upon, so that we can then have them with this higher consciousness, with the awareness, but not so disabling and stressful, you know. We are aligning to a higher consciousness species, and these are the new wave coming in to dip in to see how hard it actually is to aspire to that different being. So they're establishing, from what I can see in the books and what's written, is that they're establishing the perfect blend of consciousness and human awareness. It's not quite right at the moment, but it wasn't going to be. We were going to have these beautiful souls brought to the planet and thrown in at the deep end. It's that simple. Yeah. Oh, my ear. God. So where some may see this as a concerning emergence, it actually for us is another step towards higher consciousness and a different way that this species will interact in the universal flow of energy. So it's all going as it should in that respect. The wars that are taking place on the planet at the moment are purely to show how much we actually are controlled, and what we're fed is what we are assumed to react to. Again, things like this in the future, we'll see beyond the propaganda, we'll see beyond the media. And this is what everything is about. It's what you would call a show and tell. Everything that we fear or everything that we feel is not right with the planet will be reflected upon us. Hence why Ariel took you to the eye chamber, the eye of recognition. You are being faced with what you have created. There is a karmic effect on all of the actions and control that's been presiding on the planet for millennia. So we are now showing you the truth of your planet so that it can be changed, rectified and put back in order. Some may call this chaos. Some may say that there are bringers of chaos. But it was all written. It is all written that we shall have all of this come to pass to bring balance and harmony back to the planet. Again, with in conjunction with Ariel, who was the first to blend with your energy, this is why you will see the weather disasters, fire and water, because you're being shown the ramifications of what you've done to this planet. And the strength in voices in the collective will get stronger to question those that feel that they are in control, and will be removed from their post. And as we have continually said throughout this timeline, the perfect, balanced, conscious leaders of the future are already starting to be born to your planet. I would assume that in the future, many of you will choose to come down to see the utopian future the future that we have started now. And many of you are brave to be here to see the transition and the beginnings of that new change. Fire and water. Water in Spain, Spanish islands. Could be the Canary Islands as well. Lots of water. That looks like another, I think that's Hawaii. Potentially that area. Another volcanic volcanic disturbance. California always seems to be on the cusp of something. California, like there's a, I don't know if it's part of any underground ring of, you know, they say about the seismic plates and things like that. I hope there's not fires there again. Please don't let it be that. It keeps coming as a hotspot for weather issues, unless there is some sort of spike in the planetary energy that just keeps hitting there. Yeah. I like this version of Metatron because there's almost an element of humour, like there is with Julianus sometimes, where he's saying about the fact that many of us, as in people that vocalise their energy on here on these platforms, spoke of the polar shift. Don't be ridiculous, that can't happen, there's no way, blah 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 blah. And then now scientifically it's been proven, and they're like, all right, okay then. It's like, why don't they just listen to us in the first place? I know, but you will, the humankind will listen to their consciousness. They'll have a direct line, so they'll know what the truth is and what isn't, rather than deciding what they want to read and making a decision on it. Yeah, record snow levels. So there should be, in the areas that are, it's seeing more ski resorty places, but then more snow. Mountainous levels, should be some sort of report on that. Heavier snowfall. This could be snow all over the globe. I can't see any given area. I'm just in mountainous regions, unless it's Swiss Alps, it could be. I've just seen a pig. I don't know why. Perhaps that's still going on with the intelligence part. Or I don't know what the breakthrough will be with pigs and us. Something to do with pigs. I've never ever sat and just looked in the Akashic Records. So there are different sections of the Akashic Records. There are the records of our souls, soul families, but there's also a frequency of energy that's held within that. Look, it comes across as a book for me, so I know what I'm looking at, and I can, in my man mind, I know that it's Akashic Records, but it's not actually a book. It is a frequency of intelligence. It is a memory bank of everything that is pulled back to source and recorded. Some of these are kept in vessels. So, for instance, we have our star friends that have vessels that actually are colossal and hold intelligence and almost replays of events and memories of the planet. So they're there forever. You know, they're not physical, they can't burn, they can't be buried, they're literally there forever. All of these memories, because we can keep energy, we can keep memory. Water holds memory. We can keep energy, And this is what there are various portals on the planet that hold this, carriers of energy. And the Akashic Record is the mothership. It literally holds everything, all of the core sentient beings and memories, energy, timelines, parallels, time slips, different planetary experiences. It's all there. So I'm looking at the basic news, if you like, of planet Earth. That's the frequency I feel I'm in, because it's all about what's happening here, which is such a joy and an honour. There's times I've looked at it and it's just Aramaic and I'm like, I haven't got a clue what that means. Other times it's about me. Other times it's about the angelic realms. It's all different frequencies of the Akashic Records that you can, all of us can have access to. I really use it for myself, though. I think it's just part of what we do as ambassadors, spiritual ambassadors. It's not for self, it's for service. We are the shepherds of the modern day. Thank you, Metatron. Hence why you greeted and conversed with one prior. So he's talking about me speaking with David. Scotland, strength. There's a big energy flow of positivity and strength in Scotland. So I don't know if there are law changes, new leader. My throat chakra's going. I'm sure they're going to start changing my voice again soon. Positive energy spiking in Scotland. Positive. Yeah, whilst there's, again, they told me about this last year, while there's more advancement in products for health, beauty, cell regeneration, stem cell regeneration, bionic bodies. I think, yes, you told me about that. And then there was that child that was in a bionic body, that skeletal thing. I recall that. Then there are advancements in holistic uses of hemp, more extended uses of hemp. People are going back to the earlier days where we used the planet for what it was there for. Mother Gaia provided what was there. And so again, there's more breakthroughs with healthy usage of various random things that have just been there before. So like hemp, it's not just for the pain relief, you know, the cannabis part of it, the THC part of it. But I don't know, it's like we start, you know, I've got bamboo sheets. I don't want to lose my connection. Can I just talk about my, you know, so we what I'm trying to say is we're finding ways of using our resources down here without creating chemically based or laboratory based crap. Do you know what I mean? We're learning more and more, swifter and swifter, on using our natural reserves to create things. So vehicles, he's showing me vehicles from that book. Vehicles, earthbound vehicles. Yeah, our future vehicles won't be fuel or electricity. It'll be like plasma or natural agents of the planet's atmosphere will fuel the vehicles. potentially coming back to our timeline. We could see, I don't know if we're going to see more laws incorporated to eradicate fuel-driven vehicles. Problem is, you know, with electric vehicles, you're still paying for it, aren't you? It's another industry to pay. The people that give us free electricity, we have to pay for it. Something to do with that. I can't quite grasp what you're showing me on that. I still think gas prices will rise. I still think fuel prices will rise. It's the first thing they do, isn't it? As soon as there's any threat to supply, they put it up straight away to hedge their bets. So there isn't a supply issue at the moment, but they're seeing it as that. So everything's going up stupidly. And it's a great way to create the fear. You know, they want to thread these black veins around the world. We've got this issue going on and we're going to let you get affected as well. So you're all part of the fear. It's a beautiful way to control us again, or put us into a weakened position as a sovereign being. Fear and anger, best two energies to have to stop your spiritual involvement and awareness, without doubt. They're the most two soul-destroying energies that the ego can incorporate onto your pure soul. Fear and anger. And the what-ifs of life become almost a fact, which, again, perhaps you need to look into your eye. He means the reflection, self-reflect, sit with yourself and just see what is reality and what isn't, and get rid of the what-ifs and just sit with your own truth. That's the only flaw in the growth that's taking place in the collective at the moment, is people paying into the fear and their own self-doubt, you know, not their own belief systems. That is the only flaw that's stopping the consciousness rising quicker than it could. People just thinking they're normal human beings, just ants on the planet. But we'll get there. Children of tomorrow here. We can do nothing but advance forward. Why do you show me disasters? I hope it's an analogy, just for a train crash. I hope. This feels like a poorer country. Well, not poorer, but it's in a poor environment of a country. So it could be India or Asia. Looks like it's not underground, it's outdoors. Unless it's an analogy for us as a human race. I hope it's that. Because they work visually all the time, clairvoyantly, in your third eye, projecting visualizations from the Akashic frequency. So perhaps it's that. I hope it's that. And what ordinarily wouldn't be fed into media is, because it's that everything's going wrong, everything's chaos, everything, look, this has happened now, that's happened, what next? It's a great way to simmer you all down so that you don't realise your own power and your own strength and your own truth. Very clever. And that's why it's happened. It's a very, very subliminal way of keeping you all, don't worry, we've got you, when they actually haven't. This leadership change better come soon in the UK. cow is hung on there, but it's so wrong. Our leader. Trump isn't due to come over here or UK over there, is they? Could someone let me know? Just saw UK, US alignment. Again, I feel it again. Japan and China, there's strength there. They're benefiting because of all of this, and I don't know how or why. Powerhouses. Every time I get brought the energy of those countries, it's like, wow, what's happening there? But yeah, travel's still going to get affected. It's going to hit European countries. Whether they are closely connected to like the war environment, don't matter. It's more chaos, isn't it? Oh, again. Is it part of the migration thing still? The migration's coming along well. The change of solar energy, the energy emitting from the planet, the polar shift. So it's going, apparently it's going quite well, the migration seasons and locations for animals, but we could again see another influx of beached sea creatures, whales, things like that. Oh, no, 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 no. Again, it's shift. You know, everybody's shifting. It's not just humans. It's the animals. Everybody's shifting. Everybody's readjusting. It's not just us. I think that's what they're trying to say there. Yeah, it keeps going back to the eye. Where do you sit? So you could read something, watch something on the news, get really upset, really angry, whatever it is. But if you sit with yourself, where do you sit? What is your truth? What can you do to better yourself? What can you do to contribute to the planet? What can you do to contribute to preserving, providing help, support for others that need it? This is what you need to concentrate on, not what's been shown to you and completely intended to arouse the more negative parts of your ego system. You've got this. This is your time. These are your trials. It depends which way you come out of the trials as to what path you take. Choose peace, tranquility, send out love, send out healing, sit in your energy, self-reflection. Where are you? What do you feel about something? Sit in your power. It is the only way for you to push yourself even further forward on a quicker line to your destiny, if you like, of being more awake, consciously aware, and living a lot more of a truer life in all ways. There's going to be a lot more. It's come back again, those bloody penguins. They're haunting me. And it's going to be a lot more law change for testing on animals. Just Google it. See what products you're using that are being tested on animals and stop them. That's a good start right there. And what does that take? A Google. Start taking some responsibility for your planet and everybody else on it. That's come from Metatron. Don't be a witness, be a participant. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That he's just shown me the biggest, brightest sunflower. So it's obviously sending me, wow, that was out of context. Just acknowledging Darren, acknowledging his love and presence. Thank you. Wow, that come right out of the blue. Hang on, let me check it. Is that? Yeah, it is. Oh, thank you. Thank you. He's talking about, right, some of you, thank you. If you are one of the other things that will help you identify if an angel is near is a new thing they've brought to the third eye structure, and I'm seeing it now, right? Do you know sometimes you look at an LED and it's flashing, or it flashes on a screen? I've got that in my eyelids at the moment. So if you close your eyes and go into meditation, or you just sit quietly with yourself and there's like a flickering in your eyelids, angels are near. Exclusive right here. Never had that before. It's incredible. Thank you. And the reason I was inspired to talk about how to commune with those in the spirit world and how to extend that spiritual growth and connection and this new way of being with them is because the reason why the veil is thinner, and because it's been made easier for you to contact people in the spirit world and for them to communicate with you, is because that is how we will be without passing over. We will be able to feel and know and connect with people that like perhaps live in Australia, our family in Australia, and we'll know what's going on. It's all part of this getting us ready to be this new species of evolvement and higher consciousness. And so by you aspiring to sending up thoughts to your loved ones, or meditating to go up and see them, or whatever I said in that video, I never remember what I say, the last video before this one, it's all about raising your vibration. It's all about us as a conscious a collective raising every time. So the training started, darlings. The training has started. It's happening. We are in it. We are in the whole new transition of the human species. Welcome to it. Embrace it. Be part of it. And from what the angels' perspective is, there are the flaws of humankind and those of what I call the sheeple that just won't have it. But the main growth and the way that the Akashic Records have been written, everything is going to plan. You have to know that. Everything is going to plan. The chaos dies off. Unfortunately, it's not till I feel next summer. There is going to be still up and down, and then another battle here, and then there'll be an attack here. But the main, I think we've got another year yet, and that's when the main resolutions and more of the proper leaders will be put in place. Definitely that female's massive part of it. She's like got long, she's got like long wavy dark hair. Quite slim framed lady. She's got a pivotal part in this for peace resolution and mediation. Yeah, okay. So they're aware of my energies. I don't know how long I've been talking, but they're asking me to now withdraw. I'm like, oh, I could stay forever. And they're like, we know you could, but it's not going to do you well. So I'm like, okay. So he's just put his hand on my hand, and then the other hand he's passed me like this feathery quill. And I need to sign. I won't know what I'm signing because it's in Aramaic and it's in gold. Obviously to say I visited it. It's part of my... That's just don't look like anything, that writing. I'm embracing his energy. He's giving me visually a hug. His purple robes. He's got the... If you've read Earthwalkers, he's got that half moon glasses, like Dumbledore look at the moment, which is normally his imagery that I identify him as when he's in the halls of learning, in his room of scriptures. How exciting. Just I never know what's going to happen when I go up there. I like the fact they're keeping me half up and half down though, so that I'm not using, you know, full energy on channeling or whatever. It's weird though, because I still never know what I've said. Oh, he's just given me a gift, which is, and this could be a gift for you as well. They tend to do this every time now. I've noticed this, because it was, what was it last time? I can't remember the animal. It was a duck this time. And he just said, there's a message for you in the duck. Spirit totem. So you just put in search spirit animal totem or spiritual meaning of duck. Or you may have just seen one, or you're just looking at one now. But duck this time. The power of the animals. You know, they've been the power source since the world began. Look at the Native Americans with all of their power animals and their medicine men with an animal totem. They are majesty, and that's what they should be treated as. But it's all coming. It's all good. It's always worried me, because I remember when I first saw the checkered flooring in the entrance, I'm like, hang on a minute, that's to do with Freemasonry, isn't it? But I think it's part of the highest pitch gone in my ear then. So it's going to tell me to shut up, or I think more than anything it highlights yin and yang, and that creates a big imbalance that's set up, but we're not going to go into that. Freemasonry, whole nother video. Aries element, Ram. Is that what you're showing me? I think, are we still in Aries? Soon to come out of it. Fire. It's just the energy of fire. What is this? I've just stepped into some astro pocket. What's that? Seven planets aligning. Show me the moon. Seeing the moon and seven planets align. Can someone let me know if they've got any astral knowledge or zodiac knowledge, see if that's right. So again, it must be another powerful next full moon. Again, you know, the sun and the moon, we've got to get ourselves back to connecting with that energy, talking to it, absorbing it, exposing our crystals to it. The seven planets align. That's all I can hear. Seven planets align. So I don't know if this is really powerful, or it could create chaos for some people, or it could create... Because I feel like at the moment, right, do you know the Mercury retrograde? I feel like I'm still in it. Just nothing is flowing at the moment. It's doing my head in. Like every minuscule little thing is like, for God's sake, do you know what I mean? And there's some planetary involvement with this, which I don't know the semantics of, but then he's just said about seven planets aligned. So this could be a very powerful surge of energy that could either bring about change for you, or challenge, or things that you need to just sort out. So if anybody can knows the ramifications of that, and if it's actually evident, then can you let me know in the comments below, please? But I want to say to you, hang on in there, because I feel this is a planetary thing. If things aren't running smoothly as they should, you have to trust the process and just breathe and let it do its thing, okay? Don't give up. don't think this is the wrong path. Just let it flow and trust that the universe has got your back. There is something not right in the planetary flow of everything at the moment. So you're going to see delays. You're going to see dead ends. You're going to see something that you've put a lot of work or energy into, and it's just hang on in there. Hang on in there. It'll be released soon. Oh, it'll be released soon. They're buzzing my ear so loud, so I know this is right. So take a breath, stay calm, self-reflect, ground, meditate, walk, do what makes you feel great, play music, sound frequency, whatever it is. Hang on in there. This should dissipate in the next couple of weeks, but at the moment, do you know, I think it's to the end of April, you know, because I just feel like this month is just creating stagnancy and delay. So if you can identify with that, can you let me know? Because I really want to know if any of you are experiencing that, because it's just so frustrating. But it's basically an opportunity for you to also know that whatever you're on the path of, that you really want it, that it's actually what you really want. So it's another beautiful show and tell. This is going to be hard. There's delays. There's problems with this. But if you want it, you'll put up with that. Do you see what I mean? So have a look, feel it, see it, sit with it, and see what you're doing that's being delayed is right or not. So it's almost like the hangman perspective, that Taurus energy of just like hanging back and looking at something from a different perspective whilst it's delayed. It's delayed for a reason, but there's also a planetary involvement in this, I'm telling you. There is definitely a planetary involvement. And I just keep seeing like planets lined up. And I don't know if it's a rare thing, but the way they are, there seems to be just a grabbing the nutsack, just holding on to it at the moment. But the release, where we can swing freely again, is, it feels May, you know, it feels like right up to the end of April. It's like, just hang on in there, darlings. Have faith and know that there's planetary reasons and karmic reasons for this. Trust the process and know you'll get there, all right? Just don't dig your heels in and get disdained by the delay or the problems, you know? Thank you, Metatron and Ariel. Julianus has got me now. So he's created a portal, he's created a door. Sometimes I go through the oculus in the pool to come back down to earth. But he's created a portal door, and he's telling me that once open, that I'll be back in my room. How they create these portal shifts, stargates, is just incredible. That flickering's still happening. Be aware of that. Let me know if you encounter it. There's a lot of interactive stuff, a lot of feedback that will be really helpful for me to understand and know in this time. I love you. Thank you. I love Julianus so much. My God, he's like my dad, brother, and everything just rolled into one. Safe harbour. Strength, guidance, love, compassion. I hate this bit because I never want to go, but I know I can go back whenever I want, and you've got to remember that as well. Oh, I've walked into a garden that I don't recognise. Ah, there's me. Through the foliage. So when you come round from meditation, don't wake yourself up too quick. Normally any guided meditation will bring you back slowly, gently and nicely, because you have gone into a different state of consciousness. I've been in another frequency layer, time layer. So you have to make sure you ground yourself, have a cup of tea, biscuit, chocolate, come back into the room and ground yourself, water, whatever it is. So I'm just wiggling my toes. See, this is a difference. Yes. See, this is a difference. I'd have to do this, go up and then take 10 minutes to come back down. Now I'm talking lucidly, but in a real deep state of consciousness. That has changed. I never could do that before, ever. This is how it's changing. This is how it's getting closer. This is how us connecting with the divine is getting easier, more natural, more heightened. But I know from my eyes being so heavy that I'm still waiting to get back here. You're either in or out before. This is like halfway in, halfway out. It's incredible. So I'm just going to move my fingers. Wiggle my toes. Be aware that I'm breathing in my body. I'm sitting in the lounge. That my legs I feel to my left. I wear a birdsong outside. My feet are on the ground. I'm in my house. I'm going to have a cup of herbal tea. And then you'll just know naturally when to open your eyes. Oh good, I'm still on the camera. It's pre-printed over there somewhere because I knocked it or something. Wow. A visit to the angels. You can't get better than that, can you? I really hope you've enjoyed this session. You just got to be kidding me. When he said you need to like withdraw your energy now, I'm like, are you joking? It's only about 20 minutes. Way over an hour. The time slips are just insane. Absolutely incredible. I really hope you enjoyed this session. Please comment on whatever I asked for. I can hardly remember what I said now. I really hope you enjoyed this session. I'm loving these. I'm loving getting back into channeling heaven. So I'll speak to you again soon. God bless, take care, and just keep going. Remember, you're in a planetary and energetic sludge at the moment. Just hang on in there, be patient, because it's going to improve, I promise you. Speak to you soon. Loads of love. Please press the like button and the subscription, because that's what will keep our tribe going. Many thanks. Love you all.